Dear students, in this series of internal security lectures for CFPF paper 2, next topic is role of external state and non-state actors in creating internal security challenges. Many a times questions has been asked related to terrorism and role of external states in creating nuisance and instability within the territory, at the boundary of the country, and the malpractices outside the country in the name of India, or the misplanning or malified intention of different organizations linked to India has been a major cause of concern. The Khalistani issue in current years has been a major challenge. So those are the factors, those are the incidences, those are the considerations which we will be discussing on. So let's begin with the basic meaning of the terms given in the syllabus point: external state and non-state. So terms given in the syllabus points are external state and non-state actors. So we have to understand at first the meaning of external state and external non-state actors. External non-state actors. Actors, those who play role. Okay. State, which have been defined in elaborate manner. Simply, a state means, let's suppose in a simple term, government of any other country. A state may be government, may be any government organization. Organizations which have been affiliated by people in a democracy, affiliated by people, like electoral process in a democracy, or the legitimate authority. These are the synonyms or simple alternate meaning of the word state actors. So how are the external state actors creating challenges? And in case of non-state actors, there is a fine line between the external state actors and external non-state actors. There is an interlinkage between these two, which we can say is state-sponsored actors. A state not directly involved, but state-sponsored, and then comes the external non-state actors. So we will discuss about state-sponsored actors as well. External non-state actors are those who are not part of a state. Part of a state nahi hai, rather they have their own malified intention. They have their own goals. They have some ideology which they have to serve. So they take routes, illegal routes, maybe malified routes, maybe, and through those routes they fulfill their goals and intentions. Okay, so like if we talk about the external non-state actors, maybe Jaish-e-Mohammed, the terrorist organization, Khalistani separatists, and left-wing extremism militia, or ideologues, maybe from the external states like China and other communist countries, which they sponsor the left ideas. Okay, so these may be the external non-state actors. State actors are countries like Pakistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, China, etc. State actors may be also like intelligence organizations. In Pakistan, that is Inter-Services Intelligence, ISI, FBI, various other countries may be, various other organizations may be there which work for the state, and they have been posing challenge for India's internal security. Okay, so these are basic meaning of external state and non-state actors, and there is a huge elaboration, an apt elaboration required for the examination. So you can you should read all these which is given in the PDF, and there is more clarification, like talked about what is estate. So estate according to the PYQ of UPSC and according to the standard text as well, if we look into the NCERT definition of estate, then there are 4 criteria. Territorial boundaries are there. For any estate, there is a fixed territorial boundary, and if there is fulfillment of this criteria, then it can be said there is estate. Then not just one criteria, another criteria is a structured government. There must be a government working in a structured manner, like if there is a militia rule, if there is a rule not sponsored by people, then that cannot be said as a state. So that we should consider a structured government is mandatory, territorial boundary is mandatory, authority to enforce laws within the borders. Okay, there must be authority to enforce laws, like in India, all India services are there. In other countries as well, there are different authorities to maintain rule and law. Population and race control, obviously there the power, especially in India, the and other democracy as well, the power is derived in the name of people. People are the supreme beholder of the power. Supreme power can be delivered, power can be extracted from the people, consensus of people only. So these are the 4 basic criteria for a state, which you can memorize for your objective answers, as well as to demonstrate your ability in answer writing in paper 2. Now coming to non-state actors. So state actors are those who the government or the country which fulfill these 4 criteria, and the actors who are involved in maintaining the state are the state actors, and they have been posing challenge for India, like Pakistan, China, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal in many times, so many cases. So these are the state actors. Now coming to non-state actors, so those who are other than state, obviously non-state मतलब state के beyond, ठीक है. तो non-state actors and they pose different challenges. So now coming to what challenges are posed by external state actors. Threats posed by Pakistan many times in terms of attacks, war, we have seen twice between India and Pakistan, and threats posed by China and other neighbors, especially China, salami slicing policy, and other countries as well, like Myanmar, Bangladesh. There has been infiltration cases, and government do not take any major consideration, major step to avert that kind of activities. So those are the external challenges. Now coming through to the non-state actors. Non-state actors pose challenge of terrorism, insurgency and ethnic group violence, left-wing extremism, trafficking, drug cartels. Issues posed by NGOs, civil society organizations, etc. are also a major concern through the non-state actors. Transnational, multinational corporations who are involved in money laundering, smuggling, tax evasion, those are the major concern, major challenges posed by the external non-state actors. So this is the definition of this is all about the challenges posed by non-state actors. Now come to the deep elaboration about the challenges posed by different state and non-state actors. Okay, so challenges posed by external state actors. Okay, so major country, the first one is Pakistan. The issue of J&K, Pak occupied Kashmir, and terrorism. These are 2 basic issues which poses a great challenge before India. So these are the major state based issues. Okay, the act of non-state actor is essentially the employment of a proxy element which gives the state of Pakistan a degree of deniability. Okay, so remember this, non-state actors are employed by states, and states cannot be blamed for their act, so that is the benefit they get. So this is one thing. Now coming to another country, that is China, salami slicing policy, which we will read further. China has provided financial support, arms and ammunition to Naga, Mizo and Meitei extremists. Also, left-wing extremist ideology, Mao's idea, has emerged from the Russia, China, etc. So those are a huge challenge. Okay, and China's opportunistic alliance with other countries has been a major concern as well. In fact, China with another neighboring countries of India, and China grouping or taking opportunistic partnership with internal partners like left-wing extremist ideologues have been a major challenge. So from both front, from externally as well, like this is India, this is China. Here the left ideas, here as well left ideas. So countries having left ideas outside of country and people or group having the left ideas, communist ideas within the country, both have been posing challenge, and this is more threatening in nature. Bangladesh illegal immigration has been a challenge, and that has not been controlled over the years by the Bangladesh government. So that is also a state-sponsored internal security challenge. Social economic insecurity at the border, like Myanmar, Bangladesh border Rohingya issue, which has not been resolved, and hence this also poses a significant challenge for India. Coming to Myanmar, instability, Janta government, Janta militia, military government, death of jailing of Aung San Suu Kyi. So, and military government has not been a stable government. People have been opposing consistently, and due to unstable government, there has been major concern at the border, major infiltration, major persecution of population. So they run away to India's secure area, and that infiltration, illegal immigration has been a major internal security challenge in India's northeastern states, especially Tripura, Mizoram, in fact Manipur, etc., Assam. So indirect state actors like Nepal, though not directly involved, but in recent years after the democratic establishment, there has been alignment towards the China. So that has been an indirect challenge for India. Okay. Beyond this, Golden Crescent and Golden Triangle area like Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, those are posing challenge as well, because these drug cartels, the smuggling of the weeds, other weeds, opium, and other things which are used by crime groups, those has been the major challenge in the region. Now coming to non-state actors, till now we have dealt with the state actors. Coming to non-state actors, drug trafficking has been a major issue. Right now we studied about Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent, major hearth of opium production, okay, and the smuggling of these drugs to India's inland as well as border areas, border states, especially in Punjab, Kashmir, northeastern states. That has been a major challenge. Now human trafficking has been an issue as well. Illegally trafficked persons are used as forced laborer, bonded laborers in outside country or in nearby areas. That is a major challenge in especially in border areas. Left-wing extremism we have studied in detail. Insurgency in northeast, that also we studied in detail. Terrorism we will deal with right now, and civil society organizations also involved in the internal security challenge creation. Grants in aid from the government they get, but that has been manipulated, that had been leaked, that has been misused by different civil society organizations for their own malified intention. Okay, so these were the challenges posed by external non-state actors. Okay, Now coming to the detail which we have not studied about terrorism, and let's talk about what is terrorism. The in any government document there is no any crucial, or there is no any concrete definition about terrorism. Terrorism has subjectivity as well. In one perspective, let's say in Russia's perspective, Ukrainian citizen or Ukrainian army may be terrorist, but the Ukrainian same army may not be terrorist for USA or Britain. But at the same time, the Russian army may be terrorist for Ukraine or the countries supporting Ukraine, but Russian army may not be the terrorist in idea of in visibility of India's population. So those are the subjectivity. The subjectivity is related to the perception of mind. So there is no any concrete definition of terrorism, but in a general parlance, in general term, we say the terrorism is an act where some group of people or an individual try to intimidate the civilian population through the act of violence and terror. So this is the basic definition. Okay, in terms of UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, measures to eliminate international terrorism defines terrorism as criminal acts intended or calculated to provoke a state of terror in general public. Okay, a group of persons or particular persons among general public, or group of persons or particular persons for political purposes are in any circumstance unjustifiable, whatever the consideration of a political, philosophical, ideological, racial, ethnic, religious or any other nature that may be invoked to justify them. Okay. सो सिंपल टर्म्स में अगर याद रखना है तो इसको हम ऐसे कह सकते हैं कि किसी भी तरीके का अटैक या किसी भी तरीके का स्टेप जो कि मास पॉपुलेशन के अंदर या एक ग्रुप ऑफ पॉपुलेशन के अंदर, एक कम्युनिटी ऑफ पॉपुलेशन के अंदर अगर फियर क्रिएट करने के लिए यूज़ किया गया टैक्टिक है तो उसको हम टेररिज्म कहेंगे. ठीक है, अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ डिफाइनिंग टेररिज्म. इसमें क्या है कि अलग अलग पर्सपेक्टिव्स हैं. आप इसको एक बार पढ़िए, बहुत ही ईजिली डिफाइंड है. अगर हम इसको सिंप्लीफाई करें इस टेबल के अकॉर्डिंग समझ सकते हैं कि मोटिवेशन क्या है. तो रिवेंज, बदला लेने की भावना, एंगर, जिहाद, सेल्फ राइटियसनेस, एक्सक्लूसिवनेस. एक टर्म है कि सुप्रियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स कह सकते हैं कि जो हूँ मैं ही हूँ और दूसरे लोग जो है इन्फीरियर हैं. तो ये जो आइडिया है ना सुप्रियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स का, ये जो इल्यूजन है सुप्रियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स का, नो वन इज़ सुप्रियर इन दिस वर्ल्ड ओवर अदर्स. एवरी ह्यूमन काइंड इज़ मेड इक्वल एंड दैट इज़ द अल्टीमेट ट्रूथ ऑफ ह्यूमन लाइफ. So if someone has this complex, superiority complex, the illusion of superiority complex, then in that circumstances the revenge like situation, anger, jihad, self-righteousness, exclusiveness comes into mind, and that leads to the extreme idea of terrorism. Okay. In another case, intent and planning, rationality, flexibility, those are also the cause of terrorism. Now, politics also promote like coercion, power pursuits, competition, exclusion, criminalized violence, differentiated victimization, challenge with deviance. So in case there is coercion against any certain population for no cause, for no any offense, then in that circumstance as well there are terrorism. There may be power pursuits among the population, and for the establishment of power there may be a fight for the rights. There may be activity which are taken in the step of terrorism, like Taliban issue. Taliban used terror process of terrorism to establish a political regime. So these are the examples. Targets and tactics and methods: instrumentality, exclusion, hatred, social control, victim and targeting variability, fear, intimidation. These are the causes of terrorism. Now propaganda, justification, branding, these also lead to the terrorism. Okay. Classification of terrorism. We talked about the state terrorism in detail. You can read about this. State sponsored terrorism, which I was talking about, state actors. There is a fine line between state actors and non-state actors, and that fine line is state-sponsored actors, state-sponsored terrorism. So these are the state-sponsored terrorism. There may be funding for the terror activity to a certain group of people. What Pakistan does, Pakistan appears to be in general facilitative states. Okay, it usually involves governments permitting terrorists to establish a safe houses and train on their soil. So this is state-sponsored activity of terrorism. Okay, so what do they give them to? What do they give? What do they provide to the terror militias? Ideological support, financial support, and military support. Okay, so these are the supports given to state-sponsored terrorism. Now coming to third type of terrorism, non-state terrorism, non-state actors-based terrorism. So in that circumstance, we can talk about various organizations like Jaish-e-Mohammed, recent attack in Jammu and Kashmir, Kulgam attack. Okay, some new offshoot may be there, like in this circumstance in Kulgam attack, new offshoot of parent terror organization took the responsibility. So those are non-state actors. Not just the terrorism of Islamic ideology, but terrorism of separatist idea as well, like Khalistan movement in foreign countries, especially in Canada. That is also a non-state actor-based terrorism. So other type of terrorism which are evolving in current days are cyber terrorism, which we have seen in many days in various news, like deepfake, digital arrest. So these are cyber terrorism. To intimidate a certain population is also a kind of terrorism through the cyber networks. Ethno-nationalistic terrorism, based on the idea of ethnicity, especially seen in northeast areas. Nuclear terrorism, use or intimidation for the use of nuclear warfare has been a cause of concern, especially in Russia-Ukraine case. There was attack on Ukraine's nuclear facility, so that is also a kind of nuclear terrorism. Ideology oriented towards oriented terrorism, like left-wing idea related terrorism. Okay, narco-terrorism, narcotics, drugs, etc. Bioterrorism, use of communicable viruses, use of communicable bacteria, use of microorganisms to spread any certain kind of bioorganisms which can spread through the mass. So that is also a cause of concern. Okay, terrorism in the age of technology. Though traditionally we have seen the use of warfare, arms and ammunitions, but in era of technology, there has been different indirect kind of terrorism, which involves lesser effort at ground level, but more of a effort at digital space. Okay, so through propaganda, fake news, radicalization, and mass appeal for the violence has led to different kind of extremism, different kind of terrorism in recent years. Financing online through digital media, through different alternate routes. The money collected are rerouted and used as money laundering. So that is also a cause of concern in the era of technology. Online training can be there, so that is also a concern. Planning online, everything hidden under the blockchain technology, which cannot be tracked. Darknet, dark web, you would have known. So these are the routes through which the planning can be done. Execution of the terror activities through the VPN based networks, VPN based channels can be done easily. Cyber attacks has been a major concern as well in recent years. So how do they amplify? How do technology amplify? the terrorism, social media, use of social media, radicalization. 3D printing, like arms and ammunitions, can be printed using the 3D printing machine. So there is no need to go out in the market and purchase the machine. Rather, through the 3D printing, put up computer-aided draft programming, and your part, every part is printed at home. So that may be an issue. Autonomous vehicles are used as attack vehicles. Okay, so drones are used. Artificial intelligence is being used for the cyber attacks and digital disinformation campaigns. Metaverse, extremists will be able to do preemptive रिकनेक्शन मिशन इन वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड बिफोर इंगेजिंग इन फिजिकल अटैक्स. ठीक है, मेटावर्स बेसिकली है कि हम जो है रियलिटी को बेसिकली हम जो है जो सोशल मीडिया पे चीज़ें प्ले हो रही हैं हम उसको रियल में देख पाते हैं अपने आंखों के सामने थ्रू अ मशीन विच इज़ केप्ट ओवर हियर. वर्चुअल रियलिटी सिंपली कह सकते हैं, उसका एक्सटेंडेड फॉर्म है. ठीक है, तो ये सब जो है यूज़ किया जा सकता है टेरर स्प्रेड करने के लिए. टेरर फिनेंसिंग के बारे में हमने पढ़ा, अभी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग वगैरह होता है, उसके थ्रू जो है टेरर फिनेंसिंग होती है. लोन वुल्फ अटैक के बारे में पढ़ना ज़रूरी है. हो सकता है कि लोन वुल्फ अटैक के बारे में कभी पूछ ले. लोन वुल्फ का मतलब है कि कोई एक ऐसा इंडिविजुअल जो टेरर एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व तो है बट किसी नेटवर्क में इन्वॉल्व नहीं है, बट अपने इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे ही वो इनिशिएटिव ले रहा है फॉर द टेरर एक्टिविटीज़ एंड नो वन नोज अबाउट द एक्टिविटी ऑफ दैट इंडिविजुअल. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द greatest challenge that he cannot be tracked, she cannot be hold accountable for any illegal activity because they are completely cut off from the society. ठीक है, ये कुछ उसके एग्जांपल्स हैं. बॉस्टन मैराथन में बॉम्ब अटैक हुआ था. ठीक है, क्या थ्रेट्स हैं इससे? हार्ड टू डिस्टिंग्विश है ऑब्वियसली, क्योंकि पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहा सोशल एरेना में, सोशल इंडल्जेंस नहीं होता है. टेम्पलेट टू वायलेंस प्रोन मिसफिट हु माइट अदरवाइज नॉट हैव एक्टेड. ठीक है, तो ये कुछ उसके चैलेंज थ्रेट्स हैं एसोसिएटेड विद लोन वुल्फ अटैकर्स. ठीक है, कुछ एक कंसेप्ट है डीप स्टेट. ठीक है, डीप स्टेट का मतलब क्या होता है कि वो मेंबर्स होते हैं गवर्नमेंट के, बट उनका जो इंटेंट होता है ना वो किसी एक आइडियोलॉजी को प्रमोट करने के लिए अलाइन हो जाता है. जैसे अगर डेफिनेशन पढ़ें, इट इज़ अ बॉडी ऑफ पीपल typically influential members of government agencies or the military believed to be involved in the secret manipulation or control of government policy. अपने आइडियाज़ के लिए जब ये कर रहे होते हैं उसी को डीप स्टेट कहते हैं. तो जैसे अगर हम पाकिस्तान का एग्जांपल लें, पाकिस्तान में गवर्नमेंट है, इलेक्टेड गवर्नमेंट है, बट जो इसी में बहुत सारे मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है, उनका आइडियोलॉजी है कि हमें जो है टेररिज्म प्रमोट करना है. ठीक है, अपने आइडिया को फुलफिल करने के लिए, इस्लामिक स्टेट बनाने के लिए, गज़वाए हिंद प्रमोट करने के लिए. ठीक है, तो ऐसे सिनेरियो में ये जो लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं ये एक तरीके से बनाते हैं डीप स्टेट का फॉर्मेशन. ठीक है, ठीक है. सो दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स. नाउ एक नया टर्म है ग्रे जोन वारफेयर. ग्रे जोन वारफेयर का क्या मतलब होता है? involves the use of unconventional tactics and strategies that fall below the threshold of traditional warfare. Basically कि मान लो अगर कहीं पे आर्म्स एंड एम्यूनिशन अभी यूज़ हो रहा था, कन्फ्रंटेशन बिटवीन द आर्मीज़ था, एक रेगुलर एक्टिविटी ये होता था कि डिफरेंट आर्मीज़ एक दूसरे से लड़ रहे हैं या कोई हिस्टोरिकल कन्फ्लिक्ट है. बट ग्रे जोन वारफेयर में क्या है कि धीरे धीरे कोई इनविजिबल एक्टिविटी के थ्रू जो है कंट्रीज़ आपस में या एक कंट्री दूसरे के ऊपर जो है हावी होने की कोशिश करे, तो उसको हम ग्रे जोन वारफेयर कहते हैं. जैसे कि चाइना और इंडिया के केस में अभी बहुत ज़्यादा वायलेंट एक्टिविटी नहीं चल रहा, या फिर आर्मी कन्फ्रंट नहीं कर रहे. 2020 में लास्ट टाइम हुआ था, तो उसके बाद नहीं हुआ. तो उसके पीछे ये एक है सलामी स्लाइसिंग पॉलिसी. धीरे धीरे अपना जो है ये जो एरिया है हमारा इंडिया का, जो हमारा हेड है, यहाँ जो है कट करते जाए, धीरे धीरे अपना जो है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप करते जाए. उसी तरीके से अरुणाचल प्रदेश वाले एरिया में अपना टेरिटरी इधर जो है मूव करते जा रहे हैं. तो सलामी स्लाइसिंग पॉलिसी, तो इसमें लगता है लोगों को कि कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं हो रहा है, बट देयर इज़ अ ह्यूज हार्म टू द इंडियाज इंटरेस्ट. ठीक है, तो इसको कहते हैं ग्रे जोन वॉरफेयर, है ना. अब ये ग्रे जोन वॉरफेयर जो है ये बेसिकली ये एक ट्रांजिशन फेज़ है. जैसे कि एक आइडियल सर्कमस्टेंस में क्या होगा कि दो कंट्रीज़ के बीच में पीस है, पीस होने की वजह से को एग्जिस्टेंस होगा, प्रिवेल विद लॉ, रूल एंड लॉ होगा, कोलैबोरेशन होगा, कोऑपरेशन होगा, कंप्रोमाइज़ होगा कुछ इश्यूज़ के लिए. ठीक है, ग्रे जोन में कंपटीशन चल रहा होता है, compete with ideas and resilience, डायरेक्ट वॉर नहीं है लेकिन आइडियाज़ एंड रेजिलियंस के थ्रू जो है होगा, कंटेस्टेशन होगा, यहाँ पे कन्फ्रंटेशन भी होगा, कोर्सन भी होगा, ठीक है। अब जो एक्सट्रीम एंड है वो क्या है, वॉर है, आर्म्ड कन्फ्लिक्ट विद द फोर्स, ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे कम्बैट होगा, तो ये याद रखना है। अब की एक्टिविटीज़ कंपोनेंट्स क्या है, साइबर ऑपरेशंस है, जो हमने सुना था एम्स पोर्टल पे अटैक हुआ, वो चाइनीज़ मिलिशिया वगैरह थे जो अटैक कर रहे थे। इंफॉर्मेशन वॉरफेयर है, ऑब्वियसली र्यूमर्स, फेक न्यूज़ वगैरह, सपोर्ट टू प्रॉक्सी फोर्सेज, वही फैक्टर्स जो ऊपर हमने पढ़ा है टेररिज्म से रिलेटेड, वही सारे फैक्टर्स यहाँ भी काम आते हैं। काउंटर टेररिज्म स्ट्रेटजी क्या है, इंडिया की तरफ से सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट अच्छा होना चाहिए, उससे जो है लोग जो है मेन स्ट्रीम में पार्टिसिपेट करना शुरू करेंगे और कन्फ्लिक्ट कम होगा। एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मेजर्स लिए जा सकते हैं, कोर्सिव मेजर्स मतलब फोर्स का यूज़, ठीक है। इंटरनेशनल कोऑपरेशन के थ्रू कम किया जा सकता है टेररिज्म को, पॉलिटिकल कंसेंसस होना चाहिए, इससे भी टेररिज्म कम होगा। गुड गवर्नेंस और सोशो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ज़रूरी है, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग ज़रूरी है, ठीक है। तो ये कुछ आइडियाज़ हैं। अब कुछ लेजिस्लेटिव फ्रेमवर्क्स, लॉ वगैरह है कंट्रोल करने के लिए, NIA एक्ट है, UAPA है, मकोका है, और गुजरात कंट्रोल ऑफ टेररिज्म एंड ओरिजिनल क्राइम एक्ट है, ये सारे अभी करेंटली ऑपरेशनल है। और भी बहुत सारे एक्ट हैं जो कि नॉन ऑपरेशनल हैं, उनको जानने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, तो बस आप इतना याद रखो। इंस्टीट्यूशनल फ्रेमवर्क क्या है, नेट ग्रिड है हमारे पास में, वन स्टॉप डेस्टिनेशन फॉर सिक्योरिटी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज, नेशनल साइबर कोऑर्डिनेशन सेंटर है, चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ इस्टेब्लिश किया गया तीनों आर्मी को मिलाकर, तीनों विंग ऑफ इंडियन सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस, डिफेंस फोर्सेस को मिलाकर। उसके बाद काउंटरिंग वायलेंट एक्सट्रीमिज्म जो है एक फ्रेमवर्क है, ठीक है। उसके बाद है वेरियस ग्लोबल एक्शंस फॉर काउंटर टेररिज्म, क्या है, UNGA ने जो है यूनानिमसली अडॉप्ट है 2006 में ग्लोबल काउंटर टेररिज्म स्ट्रैटेजी, ये याद रखना है, ठीक है, GCTS, ठीक है। काउंटर टेररिज्म इम्प्लीमेंटेशन टास्क फोर्स है UN का, इंटरपोल के साथ मिलकर जो है ये काम करती है और काउंटर टेररिज्म के लिए वर्क करती है। उसी तरीके से रैट्स है, रीजनल एंटी टेररिस्ट स्ट्रक्चर, SCO प्रमोट करती है इसको। FATF और G8 कंट्रीज़ जो है वो मिलकर जो है एक बनाती है काउंटर टेररिज्म एक्शन ग्रुप, ये भी है। क्राइस्टचर्च कॉल है जिसमें कहा गया कि कलेक्टिव वॉलंटरी कमिटमेंट्स फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट्स एंड ऑनलाइन सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स इंटेंडेड टू एड्रेस द इशू ऑफ वायलेंट एक्सट्रीमिस्ट कंटेंट ऑनलाइन, ठीक है। ग्लोबल इंटरनेट फोरम टू काउंटर टेररिज्म, इंडस्ट्री लेड इनिशिएटिव है जो कि टेररिज्म को कम करने के लिए, टेररिज्म को कम्बैट करने के लिए एफर्ट लगाती है। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट द स्टेट एंड नॉन स्टेट एक्टर्स क्रिएटिंग इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस। आप इतना पढ़िए, दिस इज़ मोर देन इनफ टू राइट आंसर्स वेन एवर देयर विल बी क्वेश्चन। फिर हम इसको करेंट से भी लिंक करेंगे धीरे धीरे, एंड यू विल हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग ग्रास्प ओवर द टॉपिक। विल मीट अप इन next session related to communication networks, cyber security, etc. We'll catch up. Thank you so much and have a nice day.